Hey guys, what's going on? Today I'm back with another coaching video. In this video, I'm going to be giving you guys some advice to help you receive long serves. Of course, there are many different types and variations of long serves, which is why I will be splitting this video into two parts. The first part is going to cover long topspin serves, including topspin with side spin, and the second part is going to cover long underspin serves, including underspin with side spin. I'll also probably touch on long float serves in part 2. These videos are strictly about long serves, and I will cover half long serves which have to be played with a different technique in another set of videos. Before we get started, let me just go ahead and remind you guys to hit that subscribe button, because there's a very high chance if you're watching this video that you aren't subscribed to me. Also, make sure to like the video and let me know in the comments what tutorials you want to see so I can go ahead and start working on them. Just as a disclaimer, I am making the assumption in this video that you already have a solid grasp of fundamentals, including how to play both forehand and backhand drives, as well as a basic forehand loop. If you don't know how to play these shots, you might get a little bit confused during the video, but don't worry, I have plenty of beginner tutorials coming soon and already have one that you can watch here, which goes over the absolute basics of table tennis. Alright, let's go ahead and start with some commentary so I can explain everything, and then we will head to the table and I will show you guys the technique and the method I use to learn how to hit against long topspin and long topside. So any long serve that has topspin or topside has to be hit. Unless you have world-class touch, if you try to push a long topspin serve, it's going to pop up and you're going to be giving your opponent a really easy winner. The first step to hitting a long serve is having the ability to recognize it, and here's a couple of tips to help you with that recognition. First, when starting out, you should always 100% of the time be expecting your opponent's serve to be long and then simply react if the ball ends up coming short. In other words, set up ready to hit, not ready to push. It's much easier to react to a short ball and simply have to come into the table and push than it is to expect that short ball and then have to react to a long ball and come out. If you're expecting the serve long and you get a long serve, you'll be ready to hit it, you'll be prepared. But if you're expecting a short serve and then the ball comes long, it'll be harder to mentally and physically prepare for the shot, leading to mistakes. Second, when getting ready to receive a serve, make sure you are watching the entire time. You need to focus every single time you're returning a serve so you can look at the small details that may tip whether or not a serve is going to come long or short. This includes where the first and second bounces are, and also how your opponent is set up for their serve, including things like their racket angle and body language. Remember, the closer the first bounce is to your opponent's racket, the longer the serve is going to come. Really quickly, here's some practice for you guys. See if you can tell before the ball passes the camera whether the serve will be long or short. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and do just a couple, maybe like 3 or 4 right-handed pendulum serves. I'll do 2 short and 2 long. I'm not going to do them in any specific order. Try to tell before the ball kind of gets past the table whether or not my serve is going to be long or not. So try to identify it early, whether or not I'm serving short or long to you. Now that you can recognize the placement of your opponent's serve, the next step is to have a consistent stroke against these serves. This is the method I use to help my students learn to hit long serves, and it works every time. It's also the method I used myself to learn how to hit long serves. The general idea is that people tend to overcomplicate their return against long topspin and long topside serves, and they pretty much overcook their shots, when in reality, returning a long topspin or topside serve with a solid drive or even a loop is one of the easiest, most simplistic things to do once you know what you're doing and once you know how to do it. A lot of people tend to get messed up because of the action of the service and because of the crazy action. They think they're getting a crazy serve with some crazy spin. But what I noticed is if I give my students the exact same spin, one with a crazy action and one with no action, but both with the exact same spin, then they'll always be able to hit the one with no action, but the mistakes come off the one with the crazy action. So with that being said, here's what you need to do to learn how to hit and then eventually loop long serves. Alright, now let's go ahead and go over the method you can use to learn how to receive long topspin and topside serves. We're going to start by only focusing on long serves to the backhand, and then we'll switch over to the forehand. The method I'm about to explain might seem a little bit strange and counterintuitive at first, but you just got to go with me on this. It'll all make sense at the end, and every student that has used this method that I've taught has seen success. And actually, when I was learning how to receive long serves, I used this method as well, and it's worked really, really well. So to start, you're going to want to get a practice partner, preferably someone who knows how to do pretty deceptive long topspin and long topside serves. If not, then you just need a practice partner that can rally the ball really, really basically. And to start, what you want to do is ask your practice partner to literally serve to you like this. The most simplistic, easy to receive, long, basic topspin serve straight into your backhand. And what you want to do is practice getting comfortable receiving this ball. First, receiving it with just your normal backhand drive, and then receiving it with a loop, and then once you're confident, a more powerful loop. And when you're receiving this serve, you want to make sure that your mechanics are sound. So when you're driving, no backswing, stable. When you're looping, again, very little backswing, maybe to here, forwards, lots of spin on top of the ball, explosive but compact as you're playing. Once you're able to consistently receive that serve, get your partner to speed it up a little bit. Don't add any side spin, still really basic. Whoops, that was not good. Really basic, a little bit faster serve straight into your backhand. Again, first practice driving, then practice looping against it. Now, if you can consistently receive both of those serves with a loop or with a drive, then you can consistently receive any variation of any topspin serve that's long and any topside spin serve that's long. So once your opponent starts serving more deceptive, or starts adding more topspin, or starts adding more side spin, you want to play with the exact same technique that you just played with against this serve. And it's going to sound crazy, but if there's side spin on the ball, completely neglect the side spin. Completely ignore it and treat the serve like it's pure topspin. If you want to drive it, just drive it forwards. If you want to loop it, just loop it forwards with good mechanics, and I guarantee that your shots will start to land. If there's a huge amount of side spin on the ball, then to compensate, you don't want to change your form. The only thing you would change is where you're aiming. So if I'm doing pendulum and you notice you're actually missing off the end here, don't change your form or do something funky to get it back over here. Just aim more over here because you know it's pulling it this way. And if it's reverse or piston and it's pulling it this way, just aim more over here. But don't change your form because of the side spin. And if there's extra top spin, again, don't do something crazy with your form. Just shorten up your swing, keep your form consistent, and you'll be able to get your shots on the table as you're playing. If you're ever getting confused by the serve, and this is why you want a practice partner that has preferably good long topside serves or long topspin serves, get them to do a topspin serve, you make a mess of it, get them to serve like this, play your shot, then get them to do their deceptive serve again, play the exact same shot, don't change anything. So against this serve, this is how I return it. Against this serve, I return it the exact same way. Maybe the pendulum one is more deceptive, maybe it's a little bit more spinny, but the basics of how to return it don't change at all. And that's the mistake a lot of people make when trying to receive long topspin serves. They panic like, oh no, if I try to loop, I'm gonna go off the end of the table, I'm gonna misread the side spin. Don't worry about it. You just need to hit through the ball. If you have good form, you're gonna overpower any side spin that's on the ball, you're gonna overcome any topspin that's on the ball. So again, start by getting your opponent or your partner to serve to you just like this. Get comfortable playing that, then get them to add in, can't serve today, get them to add in some deception and some spinnier serves, play the exact same shot, and you will be okay. And now moving on to the forehand. Okay, now moving on to the forehand. It's the exact same concept. You want to start by getting your partner to serve to you like this. And to start, you want to just get comfortable consistently being able to drive that ball back. So starting with your paddle up and just being able to stably drive that ball back. Once you're comfortable doing that, then the next step is to add in a loop against that serve. So get your partner to serve like this. Practice looping the ball. When you loop, just like with the backhand loop, you don't need to start back here and play some crazy loop, and you also don't need to force the ball down onto the table. Just keep your shot compact. Start right here. Oops, bad loop. Start right here. Explosive, brush the ball forwards, and turn your body to get some power. And try to stay on top of the ball as you're playing. Once you're comfortable looping and driving against that serve, get them to speed it up a little bit. Maybe like that. And again, first practice just driving it back, then practice looping it. I start at furthest about here when I'm looping, and then accelerate forwards from that point, trying to spin the ball. Once you're comfortable looping against that, then get them to add in the deception, so they can start doing pendulum or piston or whatever to your forehand. And first get comfortable driving against it, then try to loop it. When you loop it, don't change your form. Everything stays the same, really simple. And just forwards as you're playing. You can actually take it a step further, and before they go straight into the before they go into the deceptive serves, get them to serve to you. Oops, I can't serve today. Get them to serve to you like this and like this, just with a little bit of side spin so you can get comfortable against it, and then they can add in the deception. If you start making a mess of the deceptive serve, go back to square one, get them to serve to you like this, play your shot, then get them to do the deceptive serve, play the exact same stroke against it. And just like on the backhand, if the side spin does have an effect, so maybe you're missing way over here, don't change your form because of the side spin, just change where you're aiming because of the side spin. So one more time, get them to serve like this, play a shot, get them to do their deceptive long serve, play the exact same shot, do not change anything. And then once you can do that, you can pretty much receive any long serve. You just have to keep your backswing compact, explosive, and spin the ball, and don't overcook it when you're looping. You don't need this against a long serve. You need stable shots so that you can keep the point under control. And you gotta remember, if there's topspin or topside, there's already some pace on the ball, so you really don't need to do much to return it. Alright, so those are the things you need to do in order to return long top or topside serves. I hope this video was helpful, and if it was, make sure to drop a like, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. If there's a topic you want to see a video on, then make sure to leave it down below in the comment section. And remember that part 2 of this video, which will cover underspin, will be coming soon, so be on the lookout for that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you guys for the support recently. It has been insane, and hopefully I can keep this YouTube momentum that I have. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, adios.